damn it. This is Laura of Mafka, aka Rogan Rhyme. And in today's video, I want to talk about men do not owe this world their suffering, Rant. And I want to shout out Maximum Drought 411 for this video topic. Shouts out to you, man, and the rest of you guys who tune in. I've been dealing with a lot of things health-wise, financial-wise, but I'm still getting through it. But let's get into today's video. Now, just being a living, breathing male in today's time, it really sucks. There really is no purpose or hope for you, especially if you weren't gifted with good genetics or if you don't have a good environment of people around you to help you come up. If you don't have all of these external factors along with the superficial things I just mentioned, like physical attraction, right? You're not going to make it very far in life. Everything that you do, it's always going to feel like it's a black hole sucking you in. And one of the things that is really going to make your life very traumatic and devastating is the people who you have to live around. Because everyone in today's world expects a man to be selfless. They want him to be able to take crap from people and not talk back. Just be an obedient dog, they say. When the authorities bark orders at you, you just do it without questioning. And whenever you start to rebel and go against these things, people will always say, oh, you're not a man, you're complaining, you're a coward, you're a little girl. And if anything, if you were taking crap from people, if you're trying to be this alpha masculine guy living up to the challenge, and you think that by acting like you're some tough guy, trying to be a provider for some woman or all of your family members who are just draining you of money and your time, you're a coward. Because none of these people care about you for who you truly are. You shouldn't have to become another version of yourself for people to like you. Do you see all these other guys who have success naturally, but having to become someone else? No. They are just being themselves, and they have the physical attraction that back it up. They have the correct environment they were born in, or they might have moved to, that is uplifting them to a better standard of life. So all of the things that people tell you about being a man, toughing through it, never complaining, this is just utter stupidity. Because it never seems to change anything in your life. The only thing it does is it puts unnecessary pressure upon you. And the definition of a real man is really a man who makes his own path in life. A man who doesn't listen to anyone. If it's not constructive criticism, if they aren't trying to guide you with the correct wisdom, then there's no point to listen to anything they have to say. And this world wants you to think that you have to suffer in order for you to build some character and value in this world. Okay, if you had to really suffer in this world and build character from that, then explain why you have human beings on this planet, especially some men who have went through less issues in their life. They've went through less issues, right? Freaking sinuses is messing up. So they've went through less problems. They've had less altercations with people that were violent, traumatic. And yet they're still living normal, decent lives, and they're able to conduct themselves like grown, independent men. So all of the things that people tell you about being a man, putting on this tough guy act, you have to be stoic, you have to follow a certain philosophy in life or you're nothing. This is all nonsense. Because I look at it like this. If all these things really contribute something to a man's life, then he would be able to see a pure progression as he does these things. When in reality, you can be as masculine as you want. You can suffer for other people. You can take on other people's bull crap and issues and take the gossip. You can try to intervene and play Captain Saver, Captain Save your family, Captain Save your peers, and you won't get anywhere. You'll just be forgotten about and used up. And that really is the fate for most men that are living on this planet. Their fate is to be forgotten and used up. Especially if they're not already some guy that's already suffering in today's world without a family. And they don't have a spouse or anything like that. They are going to be even more used up if they're trying to get into this masculine role of what society thinks a man is. You know, a real man is someone who thinks on their own. A real man is someone who doesn't take crap from anyone. You know, family It doesn't matter if it's a love interest of yours. It doesn't matter if it's your friends. You're able to let them go at will because you realize that these people, they don't contribute anything to your life anymore. You see the same people that are always talking about what men need to do right, how men are always in the wrong for not wanting to just be a part of this world anymore. They don't want to work. They're lazy, right? They don't want to interact with people because they're creepy weirdos living in their parents' basement. All of the people who are saying these things, I want you to take a good look at their lives. And something that you will notice about these people is they have no order in their lives. They're living for other people. They're really just a shallow shell of themselves, and they're trying to throw insecurities on whatever is around them that they can attach negativity to. And whenever you as a man reject this stuff and you say, you know what, I'm not following the games anymore. I'm not believing the gimmicks. This is a pathetic system. I don't care if it crumbles or breaks down. You're immediately told, oh, you're such a narcissist. Oh, you're a destructive person. You know, all of this is just shaming language just to get you to compete into the system again. They want to rewire you back into this matrix, all so you can become a servant to someone else's ideals and goals. Here's how I look at it. You either design your own suffering or other people design your suffering for you. And what I mean by this is, as a man who is going to be independent, thinking for himself, you're really going to have a lot of lonely days in your life. There are going to be people coming in and out of your life at will. And you have to be fine with or without people. You need to be great on your own and great without others. Yeah. So when you look at how other people design your suffering versus you designing your own suffering, you don't know what they're going to do to you possibly. Like, they could be planning on taking all of your money from you. They could plan on kidnapping you and doing whatever sick thing that's going on in their weird mind. So this is why I say you need to be cool and fine with living a life of selfishness, living a life of greed for your own ideals, your own mission that you're going after. Because the more that you are trying to fit in with the mold of what other people want you to be, you'll always be unhappy. Having as much money as the ceiling roof, it never leads to happiness when you're doing it for other people. Having all of this masculinity of I'm a big tough guy, I can fight a bear, I can fight a tiger with my bare hands. Having this type of mentality all to impress women, all to impress your friends around you, it never leads to a fulfilling life. It never does. It leads to you being another statistic. You're just another man that's playing as a strong character when in reality, you're broken as glass that's fell on the ground. That's all you really are. So if you don't want to be that type of man who is constantly having to play the utter nonsense games of what other people want you to be, then it's time to develop some independent thinking. It's time to stop doing what other people want you to do. Because the more that you are settling into being comfortable with other people designing your suffering for you, the more you get comfortable with people talking any way they want to you, and then you don't have the backbone to actually stand up for yourself, this is when people start to bother you even more. And they're able to do anything to you because they figure, oh, he's not going to do anything about it. He's too weak. Oh, he still thinks that masculinity is some stoic ideal of being still and not reacting to anyone. This is how they want men to be. They want you to be non-reactionary. You see where I'm getting at? They want you to not react to the disrespect, all of the issues they're giving you. They want you to just sit there and take it like a punk. And when you're doing things like that, you're giving them exactly what they want. They're winning over you. And I, for one, I refuse to let people tell me and talk to me any type of way. I will not take it anymore. So there is no honor in being a humane person to the extent of to where you're just being like this whole white knight to where everyone can just say anything to you, People aren't afraid of any consequences of just disrespecting you in any type of way, because they know that you're not going to take up for yourself. And that doesn't mean that you have to get violent, but it means that you just have to let people know, look, you don't mess with me. I'm not doing anything to you. So you need to go on with your little shallow, pathetic, mundane life. So they want us in a non-reactive state, because that's how they always get over on us. And I'm tired of being non-reactive. It's time for us to create our own system. It's time for us to start developing things that are important to us. Who cares that you're still a virgin as a man? Who cares if you've never had a good friend group? Who cares that your family isn't in your life? None of these people were never meant to be around you anyway. All you've ever needed was just yourself, your own mind. Because at the end of the day, no one can take that from you. Everything else, money, women, friends, family, feeling validated, accepted, that all can be took from you at just any time. But you as the individual, that can't be took from you unless you give them the power to. Stop playing the game. Stop being a part of the system. Create your own system. Create your own income. Rebel against this tyrannical oppression that we're living under as men. This world is not owed our suffering. And it's time for us to get out of that mindset. You as a man, if you're listening right now, you don't deserve what you've been through. You don't deserve all of the rejections. You don't deserve to be unhappy. You deserve to live a prosperous life. And anyone who disagrees with that and says, oh, you need to go through suffering, there's a progress, you need to just get knocked out on the floor until you can barely get up and be a man. You see, this is sickening. This is a sickening mindset. And this is why so many of us are so messed up in the head, because we've been taught this. You have to unprogram from all of that. If you actually want to live in harmony with your own nature as a man, unprogram from the idea that you need suffering to be great. You don't need that, because we wouldn't see human beings on this planet who've went through less traumas, that live great lives, that have things given to them. So this is already debunked. So do your own thing, man. And don't be afraid to tell people what you think. Let people have it. Quit holding back. Take this serious. It's no more just beating around the bushes and being a good little boy, being a servant. It's time to stand up for yourself. Stand up for that child part of yourself that was taken advantage of by your parents, your peers, everyone when you were a young kid. Stand up for that part of yourself. Reintegrate with that. Don't let anyone walk all over you. But this has been another video. Like and subscribe if you're new. Tell me what else you guys want me to elaborate on in the comment section. I highly appreciate it. I'm going to start trying to record again more, because it's been a really brutal month, guys. But, we're doing everything we can to shine through the despair, and that's all that matters. But you guys take care. And like I always tell you guys, stay away from the modern woman. Thank you.